Good day, everyone. We're about to start the live meeting. Okay. Before we continue, I just checking on some other devices to see how it sounds, so I can be clear how the viewers see. So a minute, please. Okay, it's working well. So I'll just share the screen so that everyone can see what's already. I'm also trying to make the file. Trying to make it bigger so you can see. I think this is okay. Okay, so can you set for this? Okay. Please, if you do not see this, tell me. Okay, first we're going to be talking about the name of this project is called the Bennett project, and literally a basic definition of what it is a new cryptocurrency that has been introduced into the blockchain. So this video that we'll be doing frequently is to inform the public about the good and the profit at which this new cryptocurrency can bring to the market and to every user in the whole. Okay. Can maybe speak a little. Okay, now we're going to be talking about a bit of the history, how it came about. Okay, I read. During the reign of Constantine the Great, the Roman Empire was in a deep economic crisis. Constantine the Great solved the problem of the economic crisis by carrying out a set of measures to reform the monetary system of the Roman Empire and introducing a new currency, which is the solid. The essence of the solid was related to its high quality and constant and changeable weight, which made it possible to exchange these coins for any other, as well as non-ferrous metals, primarily gold. In today's understanding, solid acted as a kind of gold standard. The name solid comes from the Latin word solidus, which means solid, durable, massive, and it was the strength of the solid that was the result of the fact that the solid was the main monetary unit of Rome and later Byzantium for several decades. Due to the high standard which remained almost unchanged until the fall of Constantinople, solid had a significant impact on the minting of gold coins in neighboring countries. Okay. An expansion of this. Okay, during the Roman Empire, we must have heard of Rome or Romans or something like that. There was a ruler called Constantine, and he's known as Constantine the Great, a title. And during this period, during this reign, there was an economic crisis in the state at that time. And him being the leader of that particular environment at the state, he had to issue a new solution to this. The monetary system was having a lag, so he had to reform the monetary system to change the economical state of the country at that time. Okay, before we go on, there's something I want us to understand about things that usually happen that cause economic crisis. I usually explain them in our presentations, but there are a lot of situations that cause an economic crisis. But speaking financially, they are usually disadvantageous events, and if we will be able to notice that we experienced one in this century, and we also, due to history, there was also another one in Florence. And these two main economic crises that actually happened was caused by diseases, or I can say viruses, outbreak of a particular unknown virus, which caused a lot of damage, not just speaking related to the health, but speaking to the financial aspect. So, what usually causes imbalance in the monetary system of the country or state? I explained that one thing that usually causes it is an event that's disadvantageous. Okay, I can say a bad event that happens in a country or a state. And when that happens, it's usually the aftermath of it. When I mean aftermath, like when everything is settled and probably they find a solution to the problem, there's always a problem afterwards. Like when they find a solution or a cure to the disease, there's always a solution. There's always a problem afterward. That's an aftermath. There's something they have to do to make the economy balance again. Because I can give you an example like the coronavirus period. What happened? Everyone had to stay home, and people who usually work like physically, not like the online workers, people that have to work physically couldn't get income because everyone was getting their money from daily work. Like not everyone, I can't say everyone, but so people were getting their daily income from their daily jobs, like every day. So if they were to stay home, that's the meaning that they will not get the same amount that we get at that time if they were even to be paid at all. And also afterward, after the lockdown, everyone was free actually, but they were still wearing the masks. So after that, what happened? We discovered that prices of commodities and goods and basic amenities you can get in your house, you usually get to your house for free for low prices. They became high in prices and uh, they were very expensive and increased in price. And this will of course alarm in the particular state at that time. So I'm sure the whole world, if I can say 80% of the world felt it, especially in my country, we're able to understand that due to the presence of COVID-19, the economy took a different turn. It took a different turn, and it was not an advantageous turn, it was a disadvantageous turn. So over here, there was something that definitely happened before the problem of the economic crisis. So Constantine had to solve this problem. That's when he introduced a new monetary system, and under that, he introduced a new currency. And this currency is called the solid. And how was this solid able to solve the problem? There's some things we listed here says now. Okay. The name solid comes from the Latin word solidus, which means solid, durable, and massive. It was the strength of the solid that was a result of the fact that the solid could maintain monetary unit of the solid was the main monetary unit of Rome, and it has been active for 700 years. So the solid was this currency that has the ability to maintain its strength. So if this particular solid was having this particular weight and particular size and particular worth, it's going to be like that for a very long time. It's going to be trusted and it's going to be like that for a very long time. It had the ability to maintain its strength. So if it was at this level of strength, it's going to remain at that level of strength for a very long time. So this ability does all this that this solid had with itself. It was able to change the monetary. It was able to change the economy of Rome at that time for good. I might say, why is this? Why is this that it was able to do it and it was able to keep its strength and it's not related to our paper money. Paper money, as we read, we'll be able to understand that paper money is affected by a lot of factors. So basically, the solid is even better than it. Paper money is affected by a lot of factors. Okay, let's read on. Okay. In addition to currencies expressed in paper documentary form that is an ordinary model of money. The other cryptocurrencies. Briefly about the cryptocurrency. What's about the cryptocurrencies? Today, although gold has a certain value, but from the point of view of modern economic theory, it is only an additional tool that ensures the stability of the economy. The reforms of Constantine the Great are a kind of prototype for the modern creation of modern cryptocurrencies. Now, here comes the point that I was talking about. At the World Economic Forum in 2016, the complete displacement of paper money and cryptocurrencies was predicted. And many researchers note that this process is in some way irreversible. Cryptocurrency is strong because it does not depend much on the global economy. That's happening. In 2016, there was the next expenditure, like an event taken, or the word is research. I'm trying to give synonymous words, right? So there was a research taken in 2016 by experts, and they were able to discover that in future, the paper money which we all use, like the papers and the coins and stuff like that, they will become more less used. Like in future, people won't use them as usual. They will use them always, and people will become, they'll become more digital wise. In other words, they will have to do the marketing on the digital space, and all their transactions and payments will be on the digital space. Not as someone forcing them, but it's them making the decision because over here it tells us the reason. Cryptocurrency is strong because it does not depend much on the global economy. Your economy, I would say yes, your economy of a particular country or where you reside in, wherever on earth, on the globe, the government of your country or the economical status of your country always affects your money. That's why you can see that the one known as the white one, the dollar bill, or the currency dollar, is that is US dollar, is always, how do I say, is equivalent to a particular number of let's say uh naira, for instance, the Nigerian currency, let's say naira equivalent to dollar. If you're Nigerian, or if you're familiar with currency exchange, you'll be able to understand that there's a very big difference between even $100 to the Nigerian. Okay, let me just give you an accurate one. It's accurate enough. There's always a difference between the Nigerian currency and the US dollars, because it's always has to do with your economy. The economy of the country always affects it. Okay, let's say $100 to naira. Okay, it says over here that $100 will be 43,000. Yeah, 43,887 naira, and it's a very big difference. You would have expected something like 1,000 naira, but it's 43,000, and this has to do with the economy of the country. So the difference between cryptocurrency and your country's money, or your country's currency, is that your country, the state of your country affects your currency. But the cryptocurrency, if you're holding it in wherever you are in the world, nothing affects it. It's just the blockchain affecting it. The more people use a particular currency, the more decentralized, and the more it increases. So basically, you're the owner of your coin. If you own the coin, you're the full owner of this coin, and no one has the right to take it from you. So that's one big difference of it. And when people begin to see this, and people begin to understand that they can own their own money without anyone having to have a part or share of it, people begin to, how do I say, people will begin to adapt to this and take it into their daily life. Okay, second paragraph says, a cryptocurrency cannot be stored, nor devalued or denominated by state equity. I explained that already. And that it simply means that the state cannot stop the cryptocurrency from which is moved, because the state does not own the cryptocurrency. No country owns the cryptocurrency market. A modern cryptocurrency is some way study that meets modern economic requirements. So basically, like the solid was physical, like you could literally touch it, and also the cryptocurrency is like the solid during Constantine, and the difference is the cryptocurrency is virtual. You can't really touch it. It's on the blockchain area, it's on the virtual space. It's not something you can literally touch, but the results are visible. What I mean by that is you can usually use it to make transactions and get your products, and it works that the money that we're paying it for ages, it works the way it is. So it's easy to understand. You know, the future of cryptocurrencies. The modern world is faced with an unprecedented level of unpredictability crisis related to coronavirus infections, which continues to this day. The pandemic will end, but the world community must inevitably solve the problem associated with the restoration of the global financial system. So as I was saying, there's always a bad event. I'll use the word bad now. So there's always a bad event that occurs before the economy of the country becomes destabilized. And when I say bad event, don't just think about viruses or diseases. Sometimes they can be terrorist attacks. It happens. Terrorist attacks happen. So not something we can shy away from. Or disasters, or natural disasters like famine or tsunami, or things happens. And with those events, they can actually change the economy of the country. As little as they may seem, they can change the economy of the country. So now it's saying the world, we as people living on earth, we face many unpredicted crises. So what do we do when things like this happen? What do we do to restore our financial system back to place? So we'll come to this topic, the future of cryptocurrencies. I'm reading on the solution. One of the solutions to such problems is the development of the cryptocurrency market and the widespread introduction of the ability to pay with it in a variety of countries, both in cash or digital money. States cannot but take such a step, otherwise they will become disconnected from the world economy. I explained this before, that it's not someone forcing you to be in the cryptocurrency space, it's just you seeing the importance, and if you're not in this altogether, you will be disconnected automatically. No one is doing it manually, something that happens automatically, because you will not be able to flow with the speed at which the people of the cryptocurrency, you will not flow with them, you will not be able to flow with them, because it's a different ground. You're being affected by the government and the policies, but if you're in the cryptocurrency space, you literally own what you own. So I hope it's understood. It's basically saying not just people, but a country and states should come together and adopt the cryptocurrency into place. If we analyze the history of Solid, we can say that this coin has now been the main one not only in Europe but also in Asia. So Even after Soldo was in Rome, not only European countries adopted it, Asian countries also adopted it. So one thing to understand here is when there's a new monetary system that helps a country, other country also adopts it because it's something that can boost the economy. Okay, and it's important in many ways, it's important in many ways to determine the development of financial systems, not only in Rome but also in other countries. And the main idea in this case is to increase reinforcement and confidence in a particular currency. If the cryptocurrency, it is the cryptocurrency that acts as an innovative tool that can not only stop inflation, but also provide an unprecedented increase in cost. So, cryptocurrency does not just stop the inflation or financial crisis in the country. It also gives you an unprecedented increase in cost. Even you as a user get a cost or profit and increase in it. Okay. Okay, now talking about how the paper money came about, called the fiat money. Slavery 1347 Florence, crisis of Black Plague, seigniorage. Okay, I read. The modern financial system is a model of relationships based on trust. The history of the modern fiat money began in 1347 in Florence, and it was the year of the outbreak of the Black Plague. So, listen, over here, there's a point here there was also an outbreak of the Black Plague, and this caused the economy to not be balanced. And this was the beginning of the economic crisis, to get out of which people had to reform the monetary system and create a new type of money. So for them to solve the monetary or the financial, because usually when after the crisis or after something disadvantageous happens in the state, there's usually a method to solve all the problems. Like it can be solved faster. Like if there's a destruction on the road, for instance, due to like how do I say, there's a destruction on the road due to a natural disaster, the government can work hand in hand and constructions can start immediately. What happens to the financial system afterwards? What happens to the result and how do I say the account kept of all this long process to go? So there always have to be a solution to this financial system, and this sometimes can be hard to solve. So that's what cryptocurrency is doing in this space. So this we're talking about how the fireman came into place, how the world adopted this, where it came from. Okay, this was the beginning of the economic crisis, to get out of which people had to reform the monetary system and create a new type of money, which is the fiat money. In Latin word, proclamation of permission. The fiat money literally means, or basically means, the government of a state or somebody in charge in the state or country saying, I want this amount of money to be printed. So they have the ability to say this amount to be printed. They can say, I use a dollar bill for instance. They say, I want 2,000 copies of. Okay, not that. The person wants, or the one in charge wants 2,000 copies of $100 to be printed. So after printed, they're distributed in whatever method that's which they distributed. So that's basically how the fiat money works. And I explained before one time that there are a lot of factors that can affect this. The one in charge might be distributing this amount due to, for instance, the population information. And the population information can definitely not be constant because every minute, sad to say, every minute people die and every minute people are getting better. So the world is adding and reducing at the same time. So it's something that we can't really put our hands on and give the exact result. So if a country is working at the population and using the method of the fiat money, it might not get to everyone. It might definitely it would because there's always an increase in people and an increase in population and it always fluctuates. It's like something like a rope, some rope putting a weight, so it's definitely moves with the weight. So it's not something that can really be trusted. So that's one disadvantage. So the reading on it was during the years of the terrible epidemic that society agreed with the proclamation of the status of paper money as a means of payment. The production of paper claims was turned into a business whose name is seigniorage. So this method was turned into a business called seigniorage. And during that time, the society also adopted to these limits. And you don't even need to know how many countries. Your country definitely is using paper money, like currently. I'm sure about that. Okay, now seigniorage is the income received by the issue of money and the right of ownership. I explained this before, like the one person having a share of being the owner of the money. Like you can see this machine itself is military, printing of money in a particular country with an amount in mind. Okay, the seigniorage business consisted of minting coins from the customer's materials, whereas payment for the work performed, the seignior kept part of the material for himself. Centuries later, the spiral of history is making a new turn, and once again, the world is facing an epidemic that has caused a global crisis of confidence in the established institutions of power and financial institutions over the centuries. Now, brings us to the main topic. What is Bennett exactly? What is this project about? And when it comes to economics, it is necessary to turn to the experience of our ancestors without repeating their mistakes and taking as a basis the best that our predecessors had. It is for this reason that we want to remember the legacy of Constantine the Great and present the Bennett project. A Bennett abbreviated for the word benediction. It is a project to revive the virtual space, the equivalent of a gold solid, which has become a prototype of modern reserve currencies used worldwide as a benchmark for the value of value. So benediction it simply means profit or what you gain from a particular thing. So Bennett is simply giving you a profit. And it says over here that it's a project to revive the virtual space, the equivalent of a gold solid. So we know that the gold solid had the ability to maintain its properties and strength. So the solid at that time was something you can touch, but the Bennett coin is something that is going to be in the virtual space, but it's going to function like the gold solid and as strong as the gold solid, being able to maintain its own strength. And you can say, but the blockchain is not entirely a big solid. That's why we have this information over here. That Bennett is a peer-to-peer network with its own blockchain. So it has its own blockchain. It works with the general blockchain, but it has its own blockchain as a separate matter on its own. A blockchain is used to store data in the format of which allows you to securely store recorded information about an event created in the cryptographic application. So I explained the blockchain, as the word goes, it's like there are blocks that has the ability to contain information, and these blocks are linked together. So you can call them blockchain, so the blockchain. Now, blockchain is a decentralized cryptocurrency. Bennett is a decentralized cryptocurrency with an environmentally friendly mining method for each owner. So everyone that owns the Bennett software and the coin, there's always an ecologically or environmentally friendly mining way of mining these coins. It's going to be easy for you as the miner. You're going to mine it with suitable means. Every step that is taken, you get an understanding of it. There's nothing that will be hidden from you as the user. The consensus of the decentralized network and the integrity of the blockchain are actually thanks to advanced development. Okay, now a little about the blockchain. If you can listen to this, you can be able to get, even if it's a glimpse of what the blockchain entails or what it's all about. Okay, it's about the blockchain. It's about blockchain. As with other cryptocurrencies, the Bennett database is built and stored in a linked series of blocks known as the blockchain. I explained that they are blocks. Altogether, they are connected to each other, and that's what's known as a blockchain. That's the word goes. The advanced algorithm, the proof-of-timestake, is impeccable. An impeccable implementation of the age of the coin concept is resistant to all possible attacks on the blockchain in order to falsify transactions and generate new coins. In the proof-of-timestake model used by Bennett, network security is regulated by nodes that have a share of coins in the network. Let's note this part. Okay, I'll explain it again. The Bennett network has remained decentralized since its inception, and as the number of users grows, it becomes more and more decentralized, just like with any other business or any other cryptocurrency. So the more users grow in it, the more it increases in strength and decentralization. Bennett uses an eco-friendly mining system in which each coin is a virtual mining farm with a differentiated generation rate. Depending on whether the account provides the generation of new blocks in a blockchain chain or not. Bennett network nodes do not issue coins as a result of creating blocks, but only determine the rate of generating of new coins for accounts involved in maintaining the operation of the decentralized network. So basically, the node does not create blocks. It does not give you coins because you create blocks. It gives you coins as a result of generating. So if you have the coin there, it generates as a particular rate. If you do not understand this concept, we'll understand it as we proceed. So we understand what generation of coins in your wallet means. Okay, now I was talking about this place. This definition says a Bennett network node is any device that contributes a transaction or block data to the network. Any device with Bennett software is treated as a node. It's simple here. This is the basic definition. Any device with Bennett software is just treated as a node. If my phone has the Bennett software and I operate the Bennett software and I use it like mining and transactions and things like that, my phone is the Bennett software. So my phone is the node, is the Bennett network node. So how does this concern you? It says over here that in the proof-of-timestake model used by Bennett, network security is regulated by nodes that have a share of network that have a share of coins in the network. So your phone being a node, if your phone has if your wallet has a share of Bennett coin, The network security or the proof-of-timestake model used by this Bennett that has to do with the network security is contributed by you also. So everyone with that as represented as the node, they have a contribution to the network security. That might not seem important to you, but it's actually important. So how does it work? Eco-friendly mining. Okay, let me page 10. Okay, I'll check the comment sections after this page. Eco-friendly mining of Bennett is performed in two states: soft mining and the hard mining. So the two states, soft and hard mining. The soft mining first is a software method for generating new coins with an account balance available to each coin holder using a private access key. Private access key is like an information you should keep to yourself. Anyone with this information can actually access your wallet, so it should be kept safely. And it's a software method. Soft mining is a software method of generating new coins. So with the presence of a particular coin you already have, is a means of generating other coins to keep your coins topping up gradually according to a particular percentage rate. That's soft mining. Now the hard mining has to do with the software and the hardware mining altogether. So we're understood what the software mining is. So this hardware mining has to do with a machine that has a connection with the blockchain. That has a connection. It has okay, I'll give you the exact word it is. Hard mining is a software and hardware method of mining coins using specialized equipment that stores an up-to-date copy of the blockchain and is synchronized with the general network to participate in the generation of net blocks. So it moves with the software and the hardware at the same time. That's really advanced. So how it works now. Bennett eco-friendly mining definition is Bennett eco-friendly mining is a perfect patent tool for promotion and popularization, allowing you to establish links with blockchain fixation according to the principle of multi-level marketing. It was created on the basis of time-tested technologies in businesses developing on the basis of network structures and other cryptocurrencies. The main advantage of Bennett eco-friendly mining is reliable protection against interference in the mining mechanism and its absolute transparency. Now, this is the main point here. One of the points you should know is to use all users can track the number of coins mined in real time. So any changes that go on in your wallet or your account, you can always track how it happens or the reason for it, because there's always a place for you to go. So now check the comment section for a minute. Now what is it for? We understand that what's this bad for now. We understand the importance of decentralized database, which are usually called blockchain, and we had an idea. We tried to combine the reliability and security of the classic cryptocurrency, as well as the advantages of hash functions, the use of which is in demand in various spheres of human life, for which we created a Bennett Hash crypto application. Bennett Hash is a decentralized decentralized platform for storing important or interesting events taking place in people's lives. Okay, before I go on, what's the hash function of the blockchain? There's this part of the blockchain. If you have used Binance, for example, the application, when you have transactions with people, there's a part of the application that keeps the information of seller and buyer. A lot of information like time of transactions, seller's name, buyer's name, all those kind of information. You understand what I mean? So this part of the blockchain is called the hash function, and it does this work of information. It's spelled HASH. So Bennett has implemented this function into full power, and it's called the Bennett Hash. So this is not just going to be storing information on transactions; it's going to be storing events and any forms of information you can keep, like PDFs, music files, picture files, or however it comes. But it's going to be bound, so we'll also explain that. Bennett Hash is a decentralized platform for storing important or interesting events taking place in people's lives. Bennett Hash is a native application that allows you to sign any event, incident, state with accurate time recording and hashtag of the event. All events are stored in a cryptographically protected blockchain database running in a peer-to-peer network in JVM environment. Bennett coins are used as fuel to upload Bennett Hash files to the blockchain. So for your Bennett Hash files to work, for your Bennett Hash files to be sent to the blockchain of Bennett, you have to have Bennett coins. That's what it means that they are fuel to upload Bennett Hash files to the blockchain. And okay, over here. We have implemented an environmentally friendly way of mining coins and owning coins efficiently. Owning coins is simply like transferring information. So not just transferring information. Okay. If you have this type of PC when you buy the side, I don't think this has by the side of the PC, it's usually a place you can impute CDs. And CDs, you can actually buy CDs for watching movies or stuff like that. But there's some CDs that you can buy empty. There's nothing in it, literally nothing, it's so empty. And most times people buy CDs to put information in those CDs. And well, from many forms, a lot of forms of information like music, so files and stuff. So the process of you putting the information from whatever device, putting the information in the CD, that process is called burning. And that's just simply saying it. So I hope you have understood. So process of we taking the information and converting to the net file is called burning. I read again. We have implemented an environmentally friendly way of mining coins and burning coins efficiently. To upload files, they use the bond coins in the proportion of 10 byte coin for 1 KB of information recorded in the block limited to 2 MB. So there's this block, and this block has the ability to contain 2 MB as maximum. So there are a lot of blocks, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of blocks, and they're divided into single blocks definitely, and one block has the ability to contain a maximum of 2 MB. And the unit says here 10 Bennett coin equivalent to 1 KB. And if you do not know units of size, or let me say of storage, units of storage, we have the kilobyte, which is the KB. I think that's the smallest, and we have the megabyte, which is the MB. If I'm familiar with the internet and network, you must have seen this here when you recharge for the internet or network. So we have the KB, kilobyte, MB, megabyte, which is bigger than the KB, and we have the gigabyte, which is the GB, and we have the TB, which is terabyte. That's very big, and I haven't really seen that as for network, but I've seen that for storage. So basically, 10 Bennett coin is equivalent to 1 KB, and 1000 KB is equivalent to 1 MB. It's a fun fact. So you can also use it as a conversion. Unless you want to keep a picture of 1 MB. Yeah, I think that's possible. You want to keep a picture of 1 MB. So what do you do? And this block has the ability. This block has the ability to contain 2 MB of information at maximum. So you can actually say, I'm just using that from this block because since it's 1 MB of picture of file. So you multiply. It's just multiplication going on here. So since 1000 KB is equal to 1 MB, so you just have to multiply 10 Bennett times 1000 KB. So 10 Bennett times 1000 KB will give you 10,000 KB. 10,000 Bennett, I think. 10,000 Bennett will give you the ability to buy 1 MB of space in that 2 MB of block. So you can just buy the space in that block so you can put it up. It's your space, you bought it and you bought it already. So I hope that's understood. But first of all, how do we get these coins? So that to be listed here. But before, I think the next page after that, but before we go there, let's read the next one. The blockchain solution. We're talking about Benedash. Benedash is the first world public blockchain repository to use of which is required in many areas of the real economy. So basically, I think it's the same. Benedash is the first cryptocurrency to actually implement the hash function into full, like not just storing informational transactions, but real life events and things like that. And it says already in 2022 we will release an application for free access which we'll be able to use notaries. Evidence that two registrations can be kept on the Benedash. Highway administration, if any information or event or accident that happens on the road or highway can be kept on the Benedash. For a lot of reasons. And law-related information can also be kept on Benedash. So I read it. Notaries for duplicating registers with signatures of participants. Highway administration for photographing accidents with instant uploading of incident pictures to the blockchain. Accidents doesn't just have to mean car hitting each other. Take them as any event, or the word is usually unexpected event. So something just occurs on the street or on the highway. It's an accident. It doesn't have to mean someone had ghastly accident or injury. It's just an event happening. So please be sure not use the definition every time. And lawyers for signing contracts with the possibility of publicly requesting data from the Benet blockchain. Also, I can explain these pictures. I think you can keep image related files on the blockchain. You can keep on Benet blockchain with Benedash. As images, you can keep files. You can keep law related information. You can keep ID administration information, you can keep personal information. Oh, yes, this is notaries. Definitely, this is notaries because this is like a box where you keep a person's personal or personalized information. So it's your information, you can keep it there, and it's gonna be really helpful because on the state sometimes when you have to bring out your information and you have to go look at your drawers and find papers you have kept years and years ago just because the information written in that paper is very important. But if you have the information dependent on blockchain, with the help of the hashtag function, you can easily bring it out. Now this has to do with what's it called? Relationships. You understand what I mean by relationships? Okay. Now the scope of application, how can it be used, or how can you use this software application? Can read. In the near future, we have planned the release of two apps from the Bennett series, which is the Sex.Bennett CC to protect against unfounded accusations of harassment. So this is talking about a relationship. So let's say there are two people in a relationship, which is not a new word to this generation exactly, and something happens and they're not together anymore, or something just happens and someone raises an allegation against the other partner. And we must have heard of all this in news or blogs and stuff we read. And we usually have contemplations. You must have seen in the comment sections of things like this or videos on YouTube. And please don't get it wrong. Sometimes the one raising the accusation might be totally wrong and might be doing it for his person or personal profit. And sometimes also this can be out of something the person's tired of. And all these situations that the allegations may actually be true. And for the person to get justice, that's the reason the person is actually coming to the judge or to the court. So it can be a two-way side, it's a two-edged sword. So it can be right and it can be wrong. They can do it for the right reason and the wrong reasons. So let's say during a relationship or something happened and there was an allegation. So what comes as an evidence? And that's what this comes to play. During the time of the relationship, let's say they are bringing this side to keep the information independent software. The information will always be kept there, and whenever it's needed, it can always be brought back and kept as evidence for future reasons. And it can be like, if they're actually keeping it, doesn't that mean that information is open to the public? For them to, because this Benet is differentiated into different parts. You can have your own particular account for this, and you can also have a joint one with someone else, which is the Benet 6, for example. The two partners has to come in agreement together to open this account, and when they open this account, they always have to come in agreement before they put any information in this. So if there's an information there, it means the two of them actually came in agreement, because the two of them will actually have the passcode or the means at which they can access that account. So I hope that is not understood. That's what I mean by relationship. Now, although the Bennett always having to do with cars, an incident, or razors keeping the track of how much the speed up in a particular place or how long they cover a distance, just raising stuff. It says here that for those who want to set speed record, Bennett was the first crypto app to protect the rights of car owners, razors, sellers, and buyers. Okay, the word critical events. But the most important application of our technology is something that's not yet close to the market, which is the word critical events. This is a chronicle written by people who speak different languages, profess different religions, and live in different parts of the globe. After all, the most important thing is memory, the past, and the past is the beginning of the whole present. The future is impossible without the past. Without our application, with our application, you may have the opportunity to upload events important to your family to the data warehouse, be it photos, videos, or documents. And thus, in 100 or 200 years, your descendants will easily be able to learn everything about you, see what you wear, and therefore remember you always, in fact, give you immortality. After all, when a person is remembered, he is immortal. Another thing says, this is the beauty of the blockchain. Your events will not disappear anyway because they are stored on a million devices around the world. So if you are operating the blockchain on your phone, like your phone being the node is any device that has the blockchain operates it. So if your phone is the node, for instance, and for instance your phone goes missing or you misplaced it, or it got broken or stopped working or malfunctioned, the information is still kept there and is only accessible to you. So whenever you're ready or you have a new device, or you can just put your private access key. All you just have to do is put that or put specific information to that particular Benedash wallet or Benedash platform, and information will be relayed to you. It's not going to be deleted. It's not going to be killed once your device or something happens to it, because it's not just on your device. It's stored over the or many devices. Remember, I explained that node contributes to the security. So every device is connected to the blockchain. It's also contributing to your security. That doesn't mean they can access your information. It simply means that your security is also granted because of the number of people that has to do with the coin at the moment. Okay, how does that so? Okay, this is the beauty of the blockchain. Your events will not disappear anywhere because they are stored on a million devices around the world. This way, you will definitely leave your mark on the World Chronicle. With the help of Benedash, the past, present, and future of your family exists and will always exist. Okay, now to get the coin. Instead of going this way, you can go to Bened1 underscore the Bened is capital letter, and you can just move in the browser and direct you. But you can also there's a link in the comment section. You can actually go there. You can go through the process. It's written in English, the processes. So that's it. But you can get the application in Google Play Store for the Android users. There's no iOS versions for the iPhone users yet. Okay, now this point is very. Okay, to increase the vending speed, you need to activate one or more accounts for the first transaction, and then the cumulative balance of 10 generation of affiliated accounts will affect the multiplier coefficient of the base value of the mining speed. Okay, eco-friendly mining Bennett allows you to minimize the cost of electricity and issuing coins on the account. The maximum number of coins that can be mined in one section does not exceed 10,000 Bennett, and upon reaching 100,000 Bennett, the account stops mining until its balance decreases. The reason for that we understand. Right. Okay, this is okay. The Bennett cryptocurrency implements the function of increasing the base rate of coin mining for miners who support the performance of a peer-to-peer network. For wallets whose balance are used to confirm transaction speed of the network, the balance rate of coin mining is 1% per day. Regardless of the balance, such mining parameters are applied and valid for 30 days, 30,000 blocks, from the moment of generation of a valid block accepted by the network. At the same time, mining and solution coefficient for wallets affiliated with them are also applied to such wallets. Okay, now this table, the basic speed of eco-friendly self mining without a complicated coefficient. Okay, if you think I explain it, I'm going to explain to you this table. This text have to do with this table, so it's going to be explained here. Yes, says this says the amount of coins in the account. There's the amount of coins you have in that wallet, and it says the percentage of mining new coins in 24 hours without complicated coefficients. So let's read. If you have less than 1 Bennett coin, you are mining at 1% rate, which is the slowest. If you have from 1 Bennett coin to 10,000 Bennett coin, you're mining at 2.25%. Anyways, you're still mining, and it's going to be counted gradually. But if you have from 10,000 to 100,000, if you see stop at 100,000, because this is the limit for one wallet. So we always have a solution for that. Also, if you have from 10,000 Bennett to 100,000 Bennett, you're mining at 0.5%. So now let's speak about this. Let's go straight to the point. What to do when your account reaches 100,000, right? So your account doesn't go decreasing in amount. So what you do is make your wallet affiliated. Affiliation means making them connected to each other. So you have the first wallet, you have amount of Bennett coin in it. You make the second wallet, you put your from the first money or the first Bennett coin in your second wallet will be from the first wallet. You made the third wallet, the first Bennett coin in your third wallet will be from the second wallet, and you did that to the 10th wallet. In other words, your 10th wallet got its first Bennett coin from the 9th wallet, and this went from 9 to 10. So this 10th generation of affiliated wallet or account. And you do this first for your account to reduce. And what happens when you have 100,000 to a million Bennett? What happens at that moment? Your mining rate will be multiplied with this acceleration coefficient of 1.2. Because of this amount, if you have from 1 million Bennett coins to 10 million Bennett coins, it will be multiplied by 1.5 acceleration coefficient. So if you have from 10 million Bennett coins to 100 million Bennett coins, it will be we multiply that 1.8, and if you have from 100 million Bitcoin coins and over that, you'll be mining at a multiplication of acceleration coefficient with a mining rate of 2. I hope that's understood. And if you don't understand, you can actually try to your wallet and experience how it all goes. It's very easy to understand. You know, the roadmap of things that has happened. To date, the following task has been completed. Number one, the blockchain was launched on 19th of December 2021. And number two, started to responsibly implement the memorandum describing the tokenomics section of white paper. And number three, our own wallet for 100 devices has been already been developed and published. And number four, on July 7, 2022, the exchange trading of the Beneda cryptocurrency began on the exchange xt.com. Number five, in the very near future, a wallet will appear in the App Store. Number six, on August 15, 2022, a grand event took place. The company, Soldo Constant Limited, has completed the purchase and merger with the company BRP Limited. The company BRP Limited is a pioneer in the field of software development, data processing, as well as other activities in the field of information technology. Now, the Bennett philosophy. This the first point here, the word of the CEO, so it came from him definitely. Bennett is not only a cryptocurrency; it's also a philosophy, and not everyone likes it. A real cryptocurrency cannot have declared value, so Bennett is worth nothing. The main advantage of our project is its absolute openness and transparency for users, which is confirmed by the history of its transactions. Each wallet owner is an issuer respectively. The more people use it, the more reliable and durable the project is. Currently, we are making every effort to make our project interesting in various countries of the world. We hope that our concept of seniorage, which will later be used to upload events to Bennett Dash, will be of interest to many. In order to become an ambassador of the Bennett project to your country, you need to fill out the form on the website. Okay, let me open it as I usually do. Okay, I read it first before I open it. Perhaps the most important plus of our Bennett Dash platform is that there is no censorship here. There is only the truth here. You will not be able to delete or retouch a photo or event. You will not be able to change the documents that you upload, and that's fine. It will allow you, and that's fine. It will allow you to remain real, natural, and sincere. Sincerity has magnetism and is always felt by people. As sincere interest is always rewarded, a smile will always be answered. Sincerity allows you to feel love at full capacity. It allows you to show natural individuality and meet people close in spirit. Together, we are always stronger. Join us and may the blessing of Constantine growth come with us. Keep try continuing open the Bennett site. Okay, it's open up. This is it. Here's the Bennett site. I usually open it so you can see what it's just like. This x.com. This technologies. I usually mention them now. I usually mention them now in the presentation. Okay, now this, you just go here. You can, I don't know how it looks like on a small device. I don't really know. Okay, I think this is what it will look like on a small device, probably. And over here, yeah, that's what it is. It's pretty small, but let me just give it a bigger one so you can see what it's doing. So this is C. So you go to the menu and over here, the ambassadors, and you click on it. And you can fill your information from everything and become an ambassador. It's as simple as that. Okay, now continuation. Okay, these are the words of the CEO himself, Boris Bartanov, CEO and founder of Bennett Coin. It seems to me that we've come up with something that is not yet close to the market. We have come up with, let's call it, for example, a word chronicle. This is a chronicle written by people who speak different languages, profess different religions, and live in different parts of the globe. I explained that before, so let's concept and philosophy. A co-creation move is the lead manager, and Dmitry Sokolov is the founder of Soldo Constant Limited, which did the merger with what is it called? Took the merger with this company called PMP, which has to do with the security. Then this has to do with the location in the US, because of this number, I think that it's in the US. And you can, if for the Bennett, you can send mails to this mail, this the address, contact, and CC and the website also. So now the last page. Nothing can stop us anymore because the brand is not important, words are not important, compliments are not important. Only one thing is important: unification. And the more of us, the stronger we are, and we are together, and the blessing of Constantine is with us. Thank you. That comes to the end of our presentation. So I hope everything I did today was understandable and we were able to grasp a lot of information from it. And please invite people so they can be able to understand about this. We'll try our best to do. And also write in the comment if you have any doubts. And sometimes you can just write to just make us know you're there. It's really important to know you're speaking with the people that are actually replying. So thank you for joining us today. So we'll be closing the meeting soon, the live meeting soon. Okay, I'll do the same. So thinking about ready. Agree. So thanks for joining us today. So we'll be saying good night to everyone. Have a sweet night rest and see you next time. Thank you.